Okay. Yesterday we got this far. Uh, Pretty much today I'm just gonna go through and just work on the face a little bit for you. Felt bad I didn't get that far, but there is also going to be a few changes here too. I'm gonna take out the angle, a little bit of the angle on this couch a little bit because it's just the way he's sitting. It just doesn't seem working in the painting as much as it did in the photo. So I'm going to switch that around, and that'll be about it. I think lighting wise, it's going to change a little bit too because I'm going to put in my dog in place of the one that was there. So this is going to be Bjorn going in here. When we did it the way we did the Chat GPT, or that's what I did. So I dropped it in and got basically a little bit better photo than I could do Photoshop wise. So that was kind of nice to see. So I made some changes. I had to make some changes around the nose, bring it in. So I made some neat changes around the nose. Nose slightly bigger. Eyes were good. Head was really close. So pretty much everything was there. It's just nose was off again, um, just a little bit. That's usually where it goes. The eyes are going to be a little bit rounder than what we're in this photo over there, and but everything else pretty much fell in the right places. So was pretty okay with that. So shouldn't be too hard to change. But I'll be using the Chat GPT for my things. I'm gonna go back in now. I gotta get some. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to get a few things here going. I'm gonna use some of my oranges here. I'm gonna use this orange and green mixes. Uh, to get back in here into the top of his head here. Just missing a few spots here now that gone a little uh, light and stuff. So want to bring them back in. Just a little transparent oxide in that to gray it out a little bit. It's just there we go. Let me go back up, steal some more. I could go a little darker right here in the temple. Well, almost temple and into his area here. So this is going to go back. This is a transparent oxide and pale green base, but it's going back into this uh, orange I already have in here. So that's the orange and phthalo green. So, and for you guys painting black dogs, boy, good luck. uh, Took the easy route. So, okay, I got to get this a little darker down in here. I'm going to lose a little bit of this stuff. Fade it back out. Under the chin. See his mouth drop down just a hair. I gotta come back and make the shadows a little stronger right here now. So bringing it back down, just working the that was just getting the darks back in. Um, some of them got a little faded out. Some of my big strokes here put in were in the right spot, so I'm just trying to work around them a little bit. I'm still gonna probably get that flowy. I like the chest hairs of the original a little bit better than I do. Well, the chat GTP is just a little flat. So, but it has some fun things in it. So, I'm going to be using a little bit of both here. So, getting the darks, I want to get some of the riches back in. So, that's using some more of the oxide, transparent oxide and yellow mix, mostly on the oxide side. And that's in the shadows and stuff. This color is probably going to be pretty much it for my midtones. I mean, it's not going to be a giant mix, giant jump and everything. No. And I'll show you, I'm going to work on the eyes in a few seconds here, minutes here, too. So stay tuned. Just got to get this all to a good point around the outsides. So I have this everything I can work, need things in there I can work with. So while I'm doing that, I got to get everything else going too. So let me work this. This is transparent oxide again, bring up green, but mostly oxide. But it is going into some white here too. So uh, just gotta get this side of his nose and stuff down here. This give it some weight. Then I'm gonna come up. This is of course this green, also on green side here of it. Let me grab that. That's a little too much green. Right here, down here in the dripping down sideways, coming up, then into his eyebrows. Just a little bit of green and then some warmth. That's not bad. I just got to get the orange, the warmth part back into the front side of that shape. So far, I have not mixed up any new colors. So, got to get the darks in these creases. So, if I'm going to paint the eyes, I got to make sure the darks are in there first. I got basic darks and shapes. Shape wasn't bad. At least for my dog. So, kind of darken it in a little warmth. Okay, kind of did a good number of messing up everything. That's what happens. It just got to get a little darker, push it around a little bit. I got the basic tones now, just making adjustments uh, to the colors right now, even in the face here. A little more green into it, and then gonna bring down the nose just a little bit more. Fresh paint in here. A little too big a brush for what I was thinking, but it's okay. I'm using a phthalo green on the alizarin right now for the nostril holes here. And I'm going to have to switch brushes, but I'm just on the outsides of the nose here. It's going to get a little darker too. I'm going to go to a smaller brush. Synthetic. Out of it. It's dark. Okay, I got to go in the eyes. What I'm going to do is a shadow in the eyes first. Um, Usually that's going to be just a little, well, going to be slightly warm. So I'm going to take this phthalo green and the alizarin on the alizarin side, and just put a little light oxide, just a little bit of light oxide into the mix to warm it up. Come back in, touch those things. It doesn't look like it went dark enough. Do this. Alizarin and blue, which we didn't make up. Usually my darkest dark I can make. Didn't think I'd need it on this an original, so I didn't mix it up. I'm just getting the basic top of the eyes and into the tear duct here with that. Basically, I'm doing almost an outline, just getting the here, this area. I got to get right here in the tear duct on this one, just a little farther. All right. Check here. I think that thought I had a hair or something. All right. Now I'm going to go back into these eyes a little bit stronger, going for I'm going to go for the mid-tone first, uh, which would be probably cat red and blue. My closest. I might just a hair more cat red into it, just so I can see just a little more red. I get the light eye first, and I'll touch the second one in. It should be about the highlight. And I'm going to come back in and put in the dark one more time now, in top of it. basically I'm going to go to the blue side of that. Um, Cad red and blue, Cad red light blue. And now I'm going to the blue side, and basically I'm just going to put in the bring in the pupil, get the basics in it. Half the pupil is lost underneath the eye. So that's about it right there, almost too. Softening those tear ducts a little bit. Gonna get a little warm here. Touch the outside of his eyes here. Just the eyelid kind of goes right into the temples here, and then you get this temple fur that kind of comes down straight down. And it all comes like ends right around there. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to give a little glint to the eye on the outsides. It's reflecting green. So I'm going to see how green I have to make it. I mean, I have the chair green. I'm going to try that on the side of its eye right there. Yeah, needs to have a little light to it. So just a touch of orange into it. Pretty close, probably just a hair more. Uh, too, too much. Back to the orange. Use what I got there. Just touch it, sometimes touch it back into place. And when I get it, I'm just going to drag it across a little bit of the bottom of his eye here. That's about 3/4 of it, what we need done. I'm going to go here to some phthalo green and orange, mostly orange, for this eye. And do the same thing, just touch the first part in. I'm just getting basically more to the bottom of the eye here. Get it in, it's almost right. Just what some just a little bit too big a brush, and caught the shadow of the eyelid here. You always got to go back and put them in. That's usually what I do. I just keep going back and forth, putting them in. That one's not too bad. I'm gonna leave that. Don't touch that. Okay. 3/4 of it. Might have went just a little far on this eye. Might have made it just a little big. So I'm bringing the shadow back in a little bit farther. I think I'm gonna have to bring the light up here, softening that top edge of of his eye there. The same's going to go here, but I need to put the eyelid in. And just going to use some oxide, uh, transparent oxide in yellow with just a hair of white in it, just to kill the orange in it, so it's just not so bright. I'm just gonna touch it in. Okay. When I do that, I can start to see the color underneath a little bit, where else it can go. Start to see how rich it is too. Like, so everything starts to go pretty quickly now after this. You can start to see things a little bit clearer. And again, I putting in that eye. This is it. Back and forth, back and forth. You know, it usually takes about 7 tries, 7 more, get these guys right. It's better though. Okay, I'm gonna leave them there. Basically, all they need is just a little bit of secondary things, like I was doing over here, putting in the light on the sides, and then usually there's a secondary light right there on this side of the eye. So, and then this one, I just really got to just get the darkness underneath his eye. Get that. Then also got to put in his like mascara. In. I'm gonna. I made that alizarin blue. I'm gonna go back in and use it in here in his nostrils again, and then I'm gonna go in and let's paint a little bit of the skin on top of his nose. He's getting, he's an adult. His nose isn't black anymore. Lost some pigment in it, so it's got a little bit of redness to it. I'm using cad red and blue. Just a couple looking little variations, a little bit stronger, uh, reddish, um, a little more cad red into it, into the white. The value of 7 we had made. Uh, just a little bit of that going in there, coming around and doing some of the midtones in his nose, in that little cleft. And just a little bit of light on the bottom of his nose, just a little bit more than that. Right next to that line in their nose. Softening the back edge of that shape. It doesn't stand out too much, just it's a little too hearty. Looks like a heart. So I want to just soften the bottom edge to lose it, and then get this little marks here around the nose, little highlights. Just that's about it. And I'll probably just go back in. You can reinforce that nose one more time. Good mark. Okay. Now that was with alizarin and blue. I'm just going to do again, put just a scratch of cad red into that. Cad red light into my blue and alizarin mix. Just to warm it up. Trying to keep it dark. But just a touch of red into it, warm red. And I'm just going to place that in the middle of this shape. And I will take you back. I might even look up here again. All right. So get starting to get some good things in. Need this nose right in here to be a little bit darker, yet a little stronger coming out from here. Got this little brush in my hand, and I've got to get it out of my hand pretty soon here because it will just start to tighten everything to the wrong tightness. So it's just too perfect. And it's also synthetic, so it's just going to leave gashes everywhere too. So we're only going to go back here. This is a phthalo green and the oxide red light, or light oxide red. Right, light oxide red. That's the green side. I need to be on the red side. A little closer in this tear duct right in there. Okay. Just a little cad red again into that color. Just need to go a little touch more warmth right up here. That's a lot of light, warm light coming in. And so gotta find a little bit more warmth in your darks. Okay. I'm just gonna Okay. Just there's a few creases um, of fur going in around the eyes and stuff. I mean, not the eyes, but the side of his head here in his ears. This is, they can just see these darks and stuff. And they are warm, very warm inside there because they're, a lot of fur reflecting each other back and forth. Okay. All right. Now, I think that's pretty close to what I need for everything there. I just need to go back in here, make sure my darks are right on the little darker on my paws type things, little things like that. A little more darks back in here. So, just to give it just a little structure. That is should be blue and cad red. Bring the cad red up just a hair more, just a little cool. Yeah, needs to go just a touch warmer. Bring this arm's going to come down just a hair more. So it needs that shadow. Just a little bit more. Now I'm going to put the light in, and the dog should start to take, look a lot better. And then the books and stuff back in here. I'll try to get the chair done. Try to get some more light on that chair here. So, so while we're doing that now, oh, I better do that. Like I said, we changed a few things around here. Don't need that much of that leg here on the bottom of that thing. Of this, bring it back over. Basically, I'm just going to straighten out this cushion a little bit. A little bit. That's better green. It's more the correct green color. This is always just a little cling and a little uh, cool. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go down and start the process of putting in this light. And then I was talking about stops and things, trying to get, these, making sure that this couch doesn't, or this ottoman thing, stops a little bit. And so I'm just going to use some dappled light just to break up this thing. Because like I said, I brought it down the tail back in here. So we're going to bring in just a little bit of light on that area here. Doesn't look like it, but that's what my plan is. Get this spot here too while I'm here. I want it too perfect, you know, so it has just a soft edge. Make sure it's not a little scratch or doesn't make a shape too much. Okay, yeah, just these guys go just a hair lighter when we get there. That's about it. Just break these guys up a little bit. Okay, starting to build the light. I mean, I just want to get just a little bit of that in. That's some of my greens. I gotta get some more done. All right. Oh, sorry. All right, last few things. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to bring this down just a hair because we're working on the face. Okay. I'm going to start putting that's midtones and some of the greens to go around, so you start to get the effect of what's going on. You know how it's going to end up being. Um. So so a lot of these lights. I got a lot of lights here, and they are really close to each other. So I got to stay, try to make it a little broader than it is, or else they're going to just kind of blend together and you're not going to see much. That's why I was trying to get so much work done in the underpainting, trying to get some light there. But now it's like to the point where this is, yeah, you're going to see things are going to kind of blend together. So there'll be adjustments made. That's starts to get in the right spot. If you're around, this color is transparent oxide, the red with yellow, lots of yellow on the yellow side with white. And it's going to get around here. Looks like it's going to get in here and do a few good things up top here. Maybe just a little too yellow. Yeah, just a little too strong. Just touch the other side of the color a little bit to calm it down so it's not so bright. I can get it in a few other places here. Coming down into the broad part of his nose here. That one spot right here, going right up into the nose, right to the edge of the nose there, and sides here. Yeah, that's See, that's where I gotta start getting a few other colors in here, some more different oranges. So I'm going to go over to the alizarin and yellow oranges. Get a few of these guys in on this side of his face. Right under the eye areas. Right above it too. So this whole area right above his eyes. Just going to lighten up a little bit. But on the outside of the shape, it's going to be just a little orangier. So that's what I'm coming up with right now. This is the alizarin and yellow mix. And then right around that shape, I go a little orange into it. Maybe just a touch of cad red light. So kind of see that up here in the light areas. This is the cad yellow and alizarin with white. Um, it has just a little more alizarin on the alizarin side. So it kind of has a little orange tinge to it. I'm gonna go in the shadow area. There's a just a little rim shadow going around his head here, and just want to get that in with that. Just bring it in slowly, and then warm it up. Then I'm going to go to the other side of the color. Just get the outsides of his ear a little more. Okay. This is a little stronger cad yellow light and alizarin. This is near the without white in it. that pile coming back in just to lighten up in underneath his hairs here a little bit. Let's see how far this goes. So it's just like a regular orange. Yeah, it's working on its jowls here and just this. I saw it right underneath here. I had the darks back in. Now I just wanted to get these lights in. These guys are pretty good. They just need to get a color right on top of them. Right there. Push the pink out of them a little bit. Too much pink showing through. Okay. This brush is just a hair small. Make it a little bit bigger brush. Again, same color though. Just doing this back edge here. Orange here, right here. More color. Oh, the tail. Definitely got to get the tail in. Let me see if I can put it in with some oranges here. This is a cat orange and phthalo green, but it's on the orange side. Then I got to do the phthalo green side on the shadow side that's underneath here. So there we go. And then just a little light. Getting it. So off the back edge and just hit the front edge a few times here to now I'm just run a blade over it and I think I can get some nice feels to it. Just a little more light right here. I'll separate it out a little bit. So, okay. So now I got the mostly midtones in. It's starting to warm up a little bit. They haven't touched too much of these guys again. I'm going to start working up here a little bit more. Sometimes just a brush that's too big for the job that makes a better stroke. Just opens up a little bit, feels like it hits everything right. Okay. And bring in some light again. This is back to pretty much the light I used down in here. I want to work on this side of his fur a little bit, just a couple scratches. Break it up a little bit. There you go. Just here, and these guys just a little off. Okay. I'm gonna darken it up a little bit and see if I can little, a few spots underneath here. Too big a brush again. So going back to my other one. Back to the face a little bit more now. My main one's in. I just got to get a couple yellower tones in over here. The orange is gonna feed them into these light areas where it's going to be lighter, and these there's a few spots that of orange that kind of just shoot out, and so I want to get those guys in underneath, basically, for get those guys back underneath, just like the darks. Get the richness underneath too, and should be good to go. warming that up a little bit, probably a little too much color. It's weird, when you get to this this part, and the difference between yellow fur that's little or pastier, has a touch of more red in it, uh, is duller than the ones with white or yellow in them. So okay, so here we go. Here's a couple of real lighter colors going in around the muzzle here. I want to try and get it in with simple as strokes as I can get it in, because when I did that, it opened up, the brush opened up and let the other colors kind of shine through underneath. And so I'm just going to use whatever I have left. That color was good color for this. Let me see what it was. That probably came from phthalo green and orange and white, lots of white. And that came really close to what I needed. So I'm going to use the orange or lighter white side up here on the highlight area here. Mm. Mm. That's more, some more warmth to it. Okay, let's see about going around the eyes. Got 3/4 of it there. Just got to lighten it up just a little bit. Yeah, that pinkish color. Right above that eyelid. When I say pinkish, I meant alizarin and yellow on the alizarin side. Put that in around here too a little bit. It's just slightly warmer. Here, it's just a touch too light. Yeah, that should go almost on both sides. Okay, as I get onto this side, I'm going to probably go a little more orange. So a little more, maybe even bring in a little cad red light into my yellow mixes here. This is well, it's yellow and alizarin, but I'm just bringing in just a little cad red into it. This shot areas here. Bring it over on this side to see where it goes. That red will come take you in a little bit too. So when you do against these oranges, so put it into it. There we go. Start to bring a little more light. Here, this is there. Okay. That's about getting there. I think this is off a little bit. Just misses. Just a needs to be a little bit on this side, a little bit farther. Oh, switch brushes one more time. Get these right. Too hairy here. These lighter whites we made up at the end. This is probably comes from yellow and transparent oxide. It's on the yellow side with lots of white in it. Not bad. That looks good. But I'll have to go back in now and I can tell already. Do one of the eyes one more time because they've been touched up so much. It shouldn't be too tough. I need to warm this nose up as it comes forward here a little bit. It's a little whiter back farther than the highlight, but then as it comes forward, and here it just gets a little warmth. A little light on this eyebrow here. And a little bit more. There'll be adjustments to be made pretty soon here, so might even have to go brighter. Okay. Now it's just some. Get some more warmth a little bit. Yes, I hear too bright and but close. Back down. Need to brighten this spot up. Trying to get that to come up brighter. Just not doesn't want to do it. Not too far. I got to get in front of this thing too. My drawing's getting off. Okay, let's say pretty close. A lot of stuff around the eyes is done. Last thing I'll be doing is, little teeny things around the eyes. Sometimes I like to put in the pupils with a knife at the end. Blue and a little alizarin. There's a slight highlight. Not with white, probably a gray. And this is not even bright. It's going to take a little bit longer. There's a lot of softening to go on, little things like that. I got to get in front of it a little bit more. But this is a good start. Uh, what I'll be doing probably after that is trying to throw in some of these uh, book things like this. Start to give myself some things, and you start to see how light you were, and you probably need to go darker. So that's the start of that. I'll probably have to darken that in. Some oxide. Is that into that ochreish color I made up? Almost too much, too close to the dog. Almost keep it a little more red, I think. Separates out a little bit better. Might be too stupid to keep in here. All right. This is just phthalo and alizarin putting in here with just a touch of oxide red light into it. Like I said, I was just gonna tone those books down, get pretty much everything done. I decided to push these books back a little bit too farther. Well, there we go. I mean, that's pretty much, a block in, but now I was going to show you real quick few things. I'll paint these books in here. See, I put that purplish red down behind here first. Put it in, it's pretty thin. Now I can come back with some of those regular colors. I mix up some reds, a couple reds. Alizarin and Cad Red probably would be a good one for a normal red. And I can use a couple of my blues and stuff like that. I'm like, worry about. This is like a real red. There's one book in here. Let's put it a little closer. I don't want to line up with these guys, so I'm gonna put it over. I'm gonna put it over here a little bit. Just stroke it in. I want to let it match. So this is not like a heavy duty push and stuff. It's pretty simple. I mean, light touch. So now I'm gonna be able to get a few of these other ones. There's a couple of these other red books. And just paying attention to what I have on my brush, you know. Most of that stuff, I don't want to see anyway. So yeah, well, that's the red one's a tough one. The rest are really like alizarins or phthalo greens, and you know coming in. Purple, brown, purples, a lot of grays books, some thicker and some thinner. Mm. Oh, fun on the books. Then we'll go back and put that light on the books here too. I'm going to put some more intense colors all them up. So more cad red, pure cad red light into one of these top books. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the books. I mean, for the basics, and then I just come in with the darks one more time and really kind of go in between them a little bit, but not by much. I don't want to, dig in here too much. But yeah, they got to go a little darker yet, and then that'll be it for now. And I just use the edge here and just touch a few spots, lines for my white lines. That's all we'll be doing pretty much. So yeah, sure these edges here is softer and dark. The very edge here. I go back in and probably do something simple like a simple highlight here and there, not by much. Yeah, all of a sudden you can start to see it starting to come. And I just need to get in front of it from now on, though. So I'll bring it in. You can start to see what's going on. But the face came a little pretty fast. Chest, still got some hairs to put in. And the books are starting to get in there, trying to get that light in there. So that's what I had to show you. So I will finish it up and put it on the site. You guys do yours too when you can, and we'll give you some critiques. All right. Later. Bye.